Back at you. Yeah, back, forth, back and forth. You heard me? Ain't nothing bad about that there. Check this out. Why would you decide to become one thing? Like I said, take a choice. Which one do you want to be? You want to be your brain, your heart, your liver, your lungs, your kidneys, your intestines, your pick a choice. And you be like, what? You be like, what you mean? I'm gonna make you become one thing. Which one would you want? The brain, the heart, the liver, the lungs, kidneys, pick a choice. That wouldn't even sound right to you. You'd be like, hold on, you got more questions for that bullshit, right? Like, I ain't gonna make no choice. What the fuck? I'm gonna make a choice. I just don't want to be no liver. I just don't want to be no lung. So he said I choose all of them. The correct choice. All right? You creating opposition. You cannot have the truth. It cannot be the truth. One thing cannot be the truth. Look at how many things it is. Okay? You being led astray. I'm not how can I lead astray? Everything works together. Everything. When you plug up I don't care what technology equipment, if it needs electricity, you plug it up, it works. It takes the negative and the positive to run whatever the hell you plug up. And then it works. Right? You bringing them into existence. Into your existence.
What do you believe about your world? What I'd like to do is share with you 3 experiments that give you a reason to change your beliefs about who you are. 3 experiments, scientific experiments that tell us beyond any doubt that our inner experience of belief changes our outer world. And I'll do them very quickly. These are 3 very fast experiments.
And if it does that, it changes your
First
DNA
experiment,
too.
number 1, was performed in Geneva, Switzerland, University of Geneva, July 25th, 1997. It was reported to over 3,400 journalists, educators, scientists, engineers in more than 40 countries. Very, very famous experiment. What did they do? They took a particle of light, a photon, 1 photon, and they wanted 2 identical photons. So they took 1 particle and cut it into 2. So now you have photon 1, photon 2. They put them into a special machine that could take the photons and separate them by 14 miles. 7 miles in one direction, 7 miles in the other direction. And once they were separate, they could begin the experiments. So here are the 2 photons. We're going to shoot them 14 miles apart. Here they go. Boom. Okay, now this particle is 14 miles from this particle. And what they found is this. Whatever they do to 1 particle here, the other particle acts like it is still connected even though it's 14 miles apart. The particle acts like it's still connected even though it's 14 miles apart. And the question that they're asking is why? If you take 2 particles and you separate them, why do they act like they are still connected?
Because everything
is
connected.
Important for you and for me.
So stop picking
the
pieces.
Phenomenon
You're creating opposition.
Is called
you create them
entanglement.
dreams.
Oops.
You create them
It's
dreams
called
talking to you.
entanglement. So that is the first experiment.
They can't talk to you.
The experiment, and all I'm asking that you remember from this experiment is simply this.
Yes.
Once particles are physically separated, even though they are no longer together physically, the energy is still connected. Does that make sense? Are you okay with that? The point is, the experiment showed that once a particle is physically connected, physically separated, the energy is still connected. That was the experiment. Scientists are now telling us the universe was once physically connected and is now separate, but energy is still connected. And that is the reason why you and me and everything is still connected. Does that make sense to you? Let's do another one. Second experiment. This is performed by Russian scientist Vladimir Poponin. 1992. Vladimir Poponin took a glass tube. He removed all of the air from inside the tube, creating what we call a vacuum, implying that the tube is empty. But it's not empty. We know there is something in that tube, and you are now experts at what is in the tube, because what is in the tube are photons, little particles of light. Photons are in that tube. And the scientists measured them to see where the photons are. Are they sticking to the sides? Are they piled up on the bottom? Where are the photons? Here's what they found. First part of this experiment. They found when they measured them that they were completely random. That the photons were everywhere, random. No surprise. Everything is good. Sorry. Okay, this is the first part of the experiment. Everybody is happy so far. Science is good so far. Now, look at what they did. They took some human DNA and they put human DNA into the photons. And they asked this question. This is a powerful question, my friends. They asked the question, what effect does human DNA have on the photons?
Listen to this.
What they're really asking is what effect does the stuff that your body is made of have on the stuff this world is made of?
Mm-hmm.
That is a powerful question. Does it make sense? Does that translate okay? They're asking, what effect does the stuff of the human body, what effect do we have on our physical world? In conventional science, there is nothing that allows for the effect. In conventional science, we were taught to believe that there is no effect. But that's not what these experiments show. Watch this. They put human DNA in with the photons, and the photons aligned themselves with the DNA. The photons were physically changed in their arrangement. The photons moved in the presence of the DNA. The stuff our world is made of changed in the presence of the stuff our bodies are made of. This is a powerful experiment. It's the first time it's been shown in the laboratory.
No.
That your body
For
is
the patient.
changing your world. Then they said, what happens if we take the DNA out? What happens
This
to
don't
the
come
photons?
from no book.
Well, what happened, they were not prepared for. Because when they took the photons out, when they took the DNA out, the photons acted like the DNA was still there. As if they were still connected. As if they were still connected. The question is why? There's nothing that explains this in traditional science, but in the new science, there is. This is called the DNA phantom effect. If you would like to Google this on your computer, you can research this for yourself. And all of these references are on my website, so you don't have to write the reference down. Experiment number 2. All that I'm showing is that DNA affects our physical world. The stuff that you're made of affects your physical world. This is a paper released in 1993 by an organization called the Institute of Heart Math,
Just a little bit more.
HEARTMATH. there's a field of energy that we can measure. It looks like this. It's between 5 feet and 8 feet in diameter. Okay, 2.5 to 3.5 meters approximately around every human heart. This field is there. And I asked the scientists the question. I said, if this field is there around every human heart, and it's so powerful, why would that field stop at only 2 to 3 meters? And they said, that is the limitation of our equipment. They said, in nature, the field around the human heart extends many, many miles from where your heart actually exists.
So it ain't in your thinking
So there are
processes. It's what you carry
1,000
here.
people in this room.
You got to know you
If
connected.
you are within
You got-
2
you
to
ain't
3
supposed to
meters
know
of another person,
That shit they trying to control you with.
there
That's
are
why I stay in
1,000
here.
hearts with one field. One heart field.
One heart.
And that field is so real that we will measure it. And as you change the way that you feel in your heart, you will see the field in this room
Now you
change
feel-
on the screen.
Your heart got to be lighter than a feather.
Does our heart have on the DNA of our bodies? You all have seen DNA as a double helix. What scientists have found is that some emotions will relax the helix. Some emotions will contract that helix, tighten it. When the DNA is relaxed, you are healthy. You have a strong immune system. Your DHEA levels are high. And when the DNA is tight, your immune system suffers. Your DHEA levels are low. So here's the experiment. They're asking the question, what happens if we change the way we feel in our hearts? What effect does it have on the DNA? Here's the experiment. What they found was in the presence of positive emotions, gratitude, appreciation, love, compassion, all the things that you would expect as positive emotions, look at the DNA, it relaxed in a positive, life-affirming way. In the presence of anger, jealousy, hate, rage, frustration, the DNA was tight like a little top. And all that the people did was have a feeling. They had a feeling and they changed the DNA in their body.
Having a feeling, changing the DNA in your body. Okay? If the DNA change, you can shape shift for real. All right? Into this physical plane, just as quick as you change your feelings. All right? Just as quick as you change your feelings. Now, you're a Magi, right? Well, I Magi this nation. Check it out. We are all one God. We are all one. Your mother's not your mother. Your daughters and your children are not your children. They are you. We are all one. We are all connected, not only with the tree, but with this so-called family, but drop the names. We are all one. Now, if everything and had the consciousness that it was one, do you see how everything, just like your body works together, how the stores will become, how things will be placed in positions, how things will be took out of position that is disturbing a good frequency? And matter of fact, it possibly could be kept because the frequency that we're going to animate on ultimately control and run everything. The love that everything would get. Now that is a big picture. But that is the big picture, all right? That is the big picture, all right? But here's the good thing about it. One who knows this, all right, is animating a frequency like them, not like them atoms that we used to look at, you know, the atom molecule. Don't look at the mind frame looking at the atom like that instead of looking at it like a sonic pulses. You know what I'm saying? That changes, that right there just rearrange your DNA right there, just to know that right there, All right. Nevertheless, look at it. Everyone is looking like, even a group of 10 or 20 or 40 or 500 thinking like this, all right, that everything is connected. And not just knowing it in your mind because it makes sense, but feeling it here when you're walking, you know, not speaking it. You don't necessarily have to speak it. Speaking is a slow speed, 186,000 miles per second. That's slow. Thought travels 7 times faster. Thought is what it is. Consciousness. The world, the universe is conscious. So don't speak it. Don't slow it down. Think it. Feel it here. You know how them shows on TV get you all scared and shit and go whoo like that? No. You got to immerse yourself in the knowledge of everything is going your way. You know, you can't be a gangbanger trying to get these fellas still in the hood doing that bullshit. You understand? You got to remove yourself from all them dumbass situations and then hold it here and know it's already there. Whatever you manifest, you got to envelop yourself in the thought that is already present. It is already present. The only thing that exists between you and you getting it is the what is that? The possibilities that lies between you and it. Take off and create the feeling. That creates the facts. That creates a change in the DNA, and that pulls it into existence. But you got to keep it here. You got to keep it here.
This is the actual research report. Look at the words. It says individuals trained in feelings of deep love and appreciation were able to intentionally change the shape of their DNA. And all they did was have a feeling, and by having the right feeling, the right belief in their heart, they changed the DNA in their body. They changed their immune system. They changed their hormone levels of DHEA. They changed their lives.
They say, can you control your cells? What that just told you.
The study goes on to say this. It says that human emotion produces
energy
effects
and motion,
which defy conventional laws of physics and their relationship to space and time. What does that mean? Very simply, it means that you and I
grabbing a hold of physics,
in our bodies.
Astrology,
and when we have that feeling, we are no longer limited by the laws of physics as we know those laws today.
Limiting yourself.
Maybe some laws,
picking and choosing.
but not those laws. We are no longer limited by the laws of biology as we know those laws today.
You heard.
And all we
Stop
do
picking.
is create a feeling in
You
our
should have
minds.
enough picking cotton.
That's all we do. That's how powerful you are.
If you are
Here is the
one
bottom
who
line
picks
to
cotton.
these discoveries. Number one, it says that emotion changes the DNA in our bodies. You saw that, right? Emotion changed the DNA.
Yes.
The DNA changes the matter of the world. The DNA changes the photons, the stuff our world is made of.
So why are you reading a book and telling us all this crap? Believe in that crap, man.
What we're now saying is that
Who gonna win?
emotion changes matter. And you saw the experiments that prove that to your mind. When the heart has feelings of gratitude and appreciation, it changes the DNA, and the DNA is changing the stuff of our world. And when the heart is having anger, hate, jealousy, rage, it changes the DNA in another way, and it affects our world. These are the experiments that show us what the ancient traditions always said. And that is that you have a power inside of your body that affects the world beyond your body.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna give y'all the it's called How to Control the Matrix. All right, let's hit that in YouTube. How to Control the Matrix. Once again, I'm there'll be no departures here, but in this somewhat conclusion, I'm gonna say this. All right, a lot of the stuff that we know and accept, you know what I'm saying, with all kind of, you know, different things that we have been given, you know, energies presented themselves to you, say, Dr. Martin Luther King died for this and that, and this person died, and your ancestors did this and all that. You know what I'm saying? Understand now. We are all one. Everything's connected. They are inside of us. Alright? We are everything. You know, there's no mother. So if you can conceive God mind, okay, you conceive God body already, right? But you can't have no body without no God mind. God is all, and all there will be. Okay? So you must embrace all there is and know that on one accord, it is all in the functioning of what we create. For we have created ignorantly. Ignorantly. How can you conceive death? Why would you go and show up to do a ritual when somebody is laying in a casket? You're promoting that you believe he's dead. Stop that. That is ridiculous. Stop doing things that don't constitute God mind. God mind. Everything is connected. Everything is you. You can look, and now I'm not talking about all those fools. Now that for the simple fact, you know, we got liver, kidneys, lungs, and all that. So you go to the center. You go to the center where you need to be, because that's where you're supposed to be at. You got to remove yourself until you get to the center of yourself, man, where you find your heart, where your love is, where you like it, where you can be comfortable, your comfort zones, all right? Then you take control. You let those ones that want to be in the bowels be in the bowels. You understand what I'm saying? You let those ones who want to be all up in the head be all up in the head. You heard? Because that's a part of it too. You heard? You let those ones that want to be all up in the neck. You know what I mean? All up in here. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of air. You know what I'm saying? A lot of talking about a lot of talking. They talking and don't understand. They talking about what other people talked about. Just gossiping in a box. Nothing to do. Jail cell. Yeah, talking through the bars in the jail cell. Yeah, you know, just you know, that's about it. That's about it. Cells. That's not replicating. Only cancer. Nevertheless, we don't pick and choose out of no box. That's not God. You picking and choosing. You picking and choosing against yourself. All right. And what you believe here is how you're gonna change things. You know you ain't got no airplanes, tanks, and trains, and all type of high technology. But see, you don't need that because they mimicked everything you got. So you got that. You got the ability to stop all that. You got the ability to make metal disappear. Feel it here. Don't think you can. Already know you can. Here, feel it. Shoot the vibration through that sonic boom that's going on continuously. Feel it here. Have no fear. Nothing. Of no one, nothing even against yourself. Be lighter than a feather. Don't hold no guilt and shame against nothing that you have ever done. Never. Weigh yourself. Get rid of it. Clear yourself. Do something. Do a ritual to get rid of it. Have no shame no matter what you do. You know, find something to do. Do something ignorant in front of your, I don't know. Just make up a ritual. Get rid of it. Clear yourself. And take no part of harming anything around you. That's your focus. Represent that. You know, a lot of people stuck in all these type of molds and be like, you know, stuck in a mold where there's no frequency. Like, you know, always got this mold. Say, you might catch me tripping out, cursing out, you know what I'm saying, doing some any kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because that's the way frequency goes. Frequency, AC, all right? AC current comes out everywhere, like the Tesla coil. It can't be predicted. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to do anything. You find, and it's got a lot of frequency in that. Now, DC current has no frequency. That's those laid back ones. Or not, I won't say laid back ones because they're all part of us, but we have to look at the matter. is if they stand in one what's the name, they not alternating their frequency. They not running off AC current. They run off DC current that has no frequency, and it just has 9 volts, and it's going to continue to go out until it diminishes. 12 volts, it's going to continue to go out until it diminishes. That's it. You know what I mean? You listen. Do not have a thought about oppositions. Do not create them. If you create them, they will come. What they say, if you build it, they will come. So you keep building these structures with Anunnaki technology, and you keep building these structures with, you know, any one of the books, technologies, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's great. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to have to deal with them forces you just pulled against your ass. You heard me? Now, if you're accepting everything and that you knowing it's all in you and it'll become a time for this and that, you have no fucking opposition. You have no resistance. You're almost at 0 point until you can clear it with yourself. You know, you should be able to walk out on the street naked with no shame, no fear, no guilt. You know what I'm saying? Walk out freely. You know, no shame, no fear, no guilt. This is a ritual. I don't know if Erykah Badu was doing that in that video, but understand what I'm trying to present. I don't try. I present. Recognize what I present, which means that you need to do whatever you need to do. You know, it was Mystery Systems that had the ability to train the neophyte how to obtain this. You know, like in the so-called place they call Africa, wherever that is, they said that, you know, rites of passage, you know, things of this nature. Get it beneath you. Stand over and above it. Accept everything to be as everything, and you are in control of it. Hold it in your heart. Therefore, by the powers that is invested in you, you can control matters. Alright? You heard me. I am because we are you.